The wind howled like a starved wolf through the jagged peaks of the mountains, each gust colder and sharper than the last. Inside a frost-covered cave, Bai Cai's eye lay on a bed of furs, her skin as pale as the snow outside. A network of dark, icy veins spread across her skin, a cruel map of the cold poison that was slowly claiming her. Her breaths were shallow, mere whispers of fog in the frigid air. Her life, like a flickering candle in a blizzard, was on the verge of being extinguished. The darkness of the cave seemed to press in, mirroring the encroaching void she felt inside. Just as the last sliver of hope began to fade, a figure burst through the cave's entrance, shattering the curtain of icicles that hung there. It was Geng. He was a stark contrast to the frozen landscape, his very presence a blazing inferno. A fiery aura pulsed around him, melting the frost on the ground with every step. He rushed to her side, his movements urgent but gentle as he knelt beside her. His eyes, usually bright with mischief, were now filled with a fierce, unwavering determination. He took her cold hand in his. "I won't let the cold take you," he whispered, his voice a low growl that promised a fight. "I won't let it." He didn't waste another moment. Placing his hands just above her heart, he closed his eyes and began to summon his power. A deep, guttural chant escaped his lips as crimson sparks began to dance between his palms, growing into a swirling vortex of fire. This was the burning flame technique, a power as dangerous as it was potent. The air in the cave crackled with raw energy, the temperature rising dramatically. He pressed his hands down, not touching her skin, but sending the heat deep into her body. The warmth began its slow, arduous journey, fighting to melt the ice that had solidified within her veins. For a moment, a faint blush returned to her cheeks. But the cold poison was an ancient and malevolent force. It would not be defeated so easily. As Geng's fire pushed forward, a dark, viscous mist began to rise from Bai Cai's body, swirling around his arms like spectral serpents. It fought back, trying to consume his energy, to extinguish his flame. Geng gritted his teeth, a sharp gasp escaping his lips as the poison's chill seeped into him. It felt like 1,000 icy needles stabbing into his spirit, a pain that threatened to tear him apart from the inside. Sweat beaded on his forehead, his own body burning with the strain of the ritual. The fire around his hands wavered, but his resolve did not. He would not stop. He couldn't. He looked down at her still, peaceful face, a flicker of a memory of her laughter, of her warmth, flashing through his mind. A small, pained smile touched his lips. This was a battle he had to win, no matter the cost. "If my flame must burn away," he whispered, his voice strained but full of a profound tenderness, "then let it be for you." With a final, desperate roar, he broke the dam holding back his power. He poured every last ounce of his spirit, his life force, into the torrent of fire. An explosive, blinding light erupted from his hands, filling the cave with an apocalyptic clash of fire and frost. The very mountain seemed to tremble as the two primal forces collided in a spectacular, violent struggle for dominance. Then, As suddenly as it began, it was over. The blinding light receded. The roaring energy faded into an echoing silence. The dark mist was gone. The icy veins had vanished from Bai Cai's skin. The dawn's first light began to creep into the cave, painting the scene in soft hues of gold and pink. Slowly, her eyelids fluttered open. The world came back into focus, clear and warm. The cold poison that had held her captive was gone, replaced by a deep, comforting heat. She turned her head and saw Wu Geng slumped beside her, his body trembling with exhaustion. A weak but triumphant smile was on his face. She reached out, her hand finding his. Tears of relief and gratitude welled in her eyes. "You saved me," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "You saved me, even if it burned you." He squeezed her hand, his energy spent, but his heart full. In the quiet of the new day, fire and ice were no longer at war, but bound together by a sacrifice born of love. Thank you so much for watching this story unfold. If you are moved by Wu Geng and by Cai's journey, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more epic tales. We'll see you in the next one.